in the budget, and we are not on the verge of a shutdown. So I just wanted to note that for the record.
It may be that the gentlelady doesn't know.
When sitting Congress members don't know the branches of their own government, and civics is merely a suggestion to those serving in Congress, what does it actually mean to be a politician today?
Know that there is another body attached to the U.S. Congress called the United States Senate, and they have to vote on the continuing resolution. And when they vote on it, we'll find out what it is that they do with regard to this continuing resolution passed by the House, which, quite frankly, is flawed to a fare thee well. Flawed to a fare thee well in meeting our obligations, both domestic and international. And by the way, it isn't a law of the land or done until the President of the United States signs it.
Well, according to MTG, not knowing the pathway to ratifying law is obviously not one of those prerequisites. Now, initially, I would not judge some stranger for not knowing the rudimentary steps towards ratifying any law, but coming from a member of Congress, that's concerning. I mean, it's like hiring a baker who has never touched flour before. I mean, we have to have some standards here, guys. But even then, what could the standard be?
It wasn't an elected office.
He was the vice president of the United States.
Who are you saying was in an elected office here when you're talking about holding people in contempt of Congress for being non-responsive?
Well, tell me what office Steve Bannon was in.
Well, tell me what office Hunter Biden was in.
No, I'm not talking about Hunter Biden. I'm talking about Joe Biden, the President of the United States.
You haven't subpoenaed him. You haven't subpoenaed him. I'm asking if Hunter Biden or Jim Biden, the brother and son of the president, who are not elected officials, if they're not responsive, will you hold them in contempt?
Think about this, John. If you've seen the information.
Republicans are so caught up in their fervor that they mutate politics out of its cage and into something that feels more like a symptom to the Republican hysteria. Hyper-fixating on red herrings and fighting personal proxy wars. Republicans are seasoned rhetorical manipulators, constantly moving the goalpost and hoping to sow enough discord into the national conversation that induces a few more of their hardened supporters to their cause. But ultimately, this lack of care and understanding about government and how it functions comes back to bite Republicans in the butt, as MTG and her compatriots show how criminally unfit they are to serve in Congress.
Mr. Turley, I have a simple question for you. In your testimony today, are you presenting any firsthand witness account of crimes committed by the President of the United States?
No, I'm not.
No, you are not. Ms. O'Connor, you are the second Republican witness here today. Have you, in your testimony, presented any firsthand witness account of crimes committed by the President of the United States?
I have not.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Dubinsky, as the third and final Republican witness in this hearing.
The false innocence that inoculates all Republican Congress people is a bitter pill to swallow. But the spoonful of sugar that is dark money and corruption makes it go down for them just a bit easier. So much so that they accept inferior conspiracy theory and go to the lengths of defending the President of the United States against his indicted criminal charges, hoping to save face, align their private investors, and continue their reign of dysfunction. It's a shocking truth and a grim reality with Republican officials. And this is more clear than ever when we see things inevitably come to a head.
Gone on TV and said the president did something illegal. You're doing stuff with your brother. The American people have the same questions. Why should they believe you? Why should they believe you? Why should they believe you? There's a different rule for the president. There's a different rule for you. Why should they believe what you're saying, Mr. Chairman? Why? You go on Fox News and say loans and deals are a way to evade taxes. We don't know that's what you're doing or not. We don't know. We have no idea. We're supposed to take your word for it. But when the president says something,
you've already been proven a liar, Mr. Marks.
Because when Republicans are confronted directly with their misinformation, there is nothing but violent threat and mockery. And when that fails, it's just plain distraction. So in this day and age, when our officials are unfamiliar with the government that they manage, when they do not reflect their constituencies, when they resist the laws and strictures of democracy, when on the verge of a governmental shutdown, they are unable to cut the check, when they would rather fist fight than vote, the question ultimately remains, what does it mean to be a Republican politician today?
That may be a basic level, a lesson in civics.
At the very least, this is a good place to start looking. This is Adrian Costa with Rebel HQ. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check back for more videos. See you guys soon.